Hi, I'm Chris Chidzik with IMTS TV, and we're here with Adam Bennett of IFM, and we're talking about how they're turning data into actionable information. Now, Adam, could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. Our purpose here being at IMTS in the Digital Factory section is to be able to illustrate how we help businesses take the raw data on their processes and in their supply chain and create usable, actionable information.
And could you tell us a little bit about the augmented reality technologies that you have?
Yeah, actually, it's a really interesting thing. We use this as a marketing tool, actually. But what we do with that is actually take data and turn it into usable information. For our purpose, again, is marketing. So if you think about augmented reality, it's challenging to do without depth data. So what we do is we have a depth sensor embedded into a phone, and so you can use that here and plant a production cell on the floor and walk around and actually see how our technologies are applied in manufacturing and ways that you can actually bring data and turn that into actionable information.
Awesome. Now, could you go into a little bit about the vibration monitoring technologies?
Yeah, it's one of our great examples. It's a technology we've had out for a long time, and it's pretty interesting. The market is now catching up to the technology. We were early adapters of this, but what we do with that is it can be applied in machining centers, motors and drives, but it's a way to collect real-time condition monitoring of your equipment and get data on that information, and be able to update maintenance planners on what's happening in your production facility in real time. That way you can plan and reduce downtime.
Now, how about your RFID technologies? That sounded really interesting.
Yes, here we're showing our real-time track and trace. So RFID can be applied for your production processes and supply chain to gain transparency into those processes, understand where things are in production, get real-time quality feedback, and have the traceability.
Okay. And could you tell us a little bit about the OE real-time monitoring behind us?
Yeah, this is an interesting demo. This is a use case where we're able to illustrate what a lot of companies have come to us to look for is ways that they can get insights into their production processes and measure OEE and be able to improve upon it. So what we're illustrating here is being able to get your quality information, your availability, performance, and do the calculations and give you the insights to what's going on in your processes so that then your management team can then make the plans to improve.
Now, you guys got an honorable mention for your 3D camera technologies. Could you go into that a little bit?
Yeah, that's really exciting technology of ours, something that we've been bringing out into the market. And so what was neat is we talked a little bit about the augmented reality, and what's the technology that's embedded into the phone that we're using on display as a marketing tool is a core technology in here, our 3D PMD technology. So what we've done is taken this and industrialized it. And we've industrialized the 3D PMD technology and applied it to sensors and have built-in software and application tools to simplify some of robotic material handling applications, such as palletizing, depalletizing. Some other applications we talk about is kitting, verifying that the kits are complete as you go through, say, a transmission assembly process. We're also able to show how you can use it in mobile robots for navigation. So,
could you tell me briefly how it works?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're familiar with a LiDAR technology, what it is LiDAR works where you know the speed of light, so you're pulsing light out, and based on the time that it takes for it to be received, you get a distance. You can understand a distance. With ours, it's an indirect time of flight technology, and so what we're doing is we're sending out a waveform and looking at a phase shift of that when it's received, and that's how we can basically get a distance measurement. And what's unique about our technology is it's scalable. So we talked about the phone that we're using for AR that's embedded here. The chipset is scalable, so we can do up to 100,000 pixels. And each pixel we get a distance measurement. Also, it's X and Y coordinates as well. And so we can scale that into different sizes. For example, now it's into our sensor that got the honorable mention.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. That was Adam Bennett of IFM Technologies. For IMTS TV, I'm Chris Chidzik. Thanks.